What's going on, everybody? Blade 55555 here, and today we are going to be going over the new Civ announcement, I'm going to say this wrong, Zhu Xi's Legacy, or as some people have told me as a joke, the Sushi Legacy. This is the Chinese variant in the new Age of Empires 4 expansion coming out, and this should be a relatively, we're going to go over them really quick. So as I just said, they are a variant of the Age of Empires 4's Chinese civilization and available with the Sultan's Ascent expansion. Just goes over the teachings of the philosopher and how they reshaped the Chinese civilization. I'm not really going to read all this, except that, they have powerful dynasties and research a breadth of unique technologies. And again, we're going to go over that here in just a moment as we go further down. So, playing their legacy is a technological powerhouse. The early bonuses in the Tang and Song dynasties help the civilization advance faster and build toward a bountiful economic foundation. With a strong industrial framework, they can build vast amounts of dynasty units early in the game, combined with the Palace Guard being available in the feudal age. Their legacy can amass great armies of unique units with ease. There are many options for improving their legacy's imperial officials with unique upgrades such as faster movement, higher build limits, and improving the supervisability. With the imperial officials well, I'm not even going to try. I don't. You know what? I can't speak English sometimes. I know it's weird because that's all I can speak, but we're going to skip words that we can't do in this video because I just don't feel like trying it, I guess. Anyway, the legacy into the mid-game. The Yuan dynasty synergizes with a strong economy by helping produce more military units. And then in the Imperial Age, they have strategic choices for unit upgrades available via landmarks. The Ming dynasty improves unique units, making a force to be reckoned with in the late game. So they only have like kind of, I don't know if it's 2 or 3. It sounds like there's 3 unique units. So they have, I mean, I say unique, but so they have the Palace Guard, or the early Palace Guard, available in the Feudal Age. For normal China, it's Age 3. And I wonder how strong this is actually going to be in the Feudal Age, because for those who don't know, Palace Guards for China have 1 less armor than normal men-at-arms. So normal men-at-arms in the Castle Age have 4 armor, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's 4. And then but China has 3. So if we go by the same route, if this is the same Palace Guard with less armor than those because of the speed, does that mean this only has 2 armor in the Feudal Age? And you might wonder, is that a big deal or not? And it actually is, because a 2 armored unit dies actually relatively quickly in Feudal Age compared to a 3 armored unit. Like for example, the English and H3 men-at-arms of Feudal Age can tank a lot of archer fire. But if they only had 2 armor, I don't think they would take as much. Now, who knows? This is just speculation, wondering if this is going to be a good unit or not in the Feudal Age. And then we have the Imperial Guard and the Yuan Rider. The Imperial Guard and the Yuan Rider become available once Dynastic Protectors is researched at the Library landmark. These powerful cavalry units complement the infantry forces by providing unique characteristics in battle. So, I mean, I'm guessing these are 2 different units, and I'll be curious how strong they actually are. Obviously, I don't have any, I'm guessing they're going to be stronger than knights, but I guess we'll see. And then here they are through the ages. From age 1, the Tang dynasty enables their legacy to build cheaper landmarks. They also start the game with an imperial official for fast access to both taxes and the supervisability. And then in age 2, they can build the Meditation Gardens, an economic landmark that generates resources based on what is nearby. But enemy units disrupt the peace and reduce its income. Constructing both landmarks will unlock the powerful Song Dynasty, which makes all economic buildings cheaper. Now, there's actually some good information in this. For starters, we now know that this Meditation Gardens, it sounds like if you put it near a resource, like if you put it like right on a wood line, you're going to get a lot of passive wood. But if you put it between, let's say, gold and wood, you're going to get both resources. Who knows how much you'll actually get? But the other thing that this tells us is that Song Dynasty does not give you faster villager production time. So for China, when you get Song Dynasty, your villagers get produced in 15 seconds. That doesn't sound like that's the case here. In this case, it sounds like their economic buildings are cheaper, which I'm assuming are farms, docks, mills, mining camps, lumber camps, all that stuff is cheaper. So that's very interesting to me. Um, Also, we do know that I did see, people who've had access to this, to the closed beta of this that they got to play, that China does not have the barbecue landmark and they don't have the clock tower landmark. Or sorry, not China. Zhu Xi's Legacy doesn't have the barbecue or the clock tower. That's a big deal because the barbecue is a very good defensive landmark in the feudal age, and the clock tower gives siege extra armor, which is no longer going to be the case. But we'll go over age 3 now. So they can construct the Mount Lu Academy landmark, which adds food to tax income. Ooh, so that's interesting. So you get food and gold with tax, and includes powerful technologies that improve the imperial official. The Shaolin Monastery opens up production of the Shaolin Monk, a powerful martial arts master capable of enduring even the fiercest of attacks. Now that's very interesting. So the fact that you can get both food and gold from tax income sounds really strong to me. For those who don't know, as China, if you have 4 imperial officials and you have the gold upgrade from the Imperial Academy, where they can get 80 gold tax instead of just 40, the passive gold income is actually quite a bit. It's like 300 to 500 gold a minute if you have that in the late game. So adding food on top of that, which normal China doesn't need it, but maybe this is going to be really good for this civ. I'll be very curious how that plays out. And as for the Shaolin monk, sounds like it can fight and take relics, so it's kind of like the warrior monk except on the ground. I'll be interested to see how that plays out. And then in age 4, they have access to Zhu Xi's library, a landmark which houses many powerful unique technologies. However, only a few can be chosen to research. The Temple of the Sun landmark has 4 powerful toggles which globally improve specific units. So what sounds to me is that the library landmark has really strong technologies, but you can only select a couple, is how it sounds to me. Whether it's only 2 or 4 or whatever, it sounds like you're going to have a lot of options, but you're going to actually have to actively think about what you want because you can't get every upgrade in there. I actually think that's a cool kind of feature because it really allows you to really, you have to actually think what you want. Like, I don't know what technologies they would have, but assuming they're as good as they sound, since you can only choose a couple, maybe one helps infantry-based combat, one helps cavalry, or maybe one helps siege, or maybe one's good for economic. I mean, who knows, right? I'm assuming it's going to have some of those, but I think that's a cool idea, kind of like the vizier points for Ottoman Empire, because for the Ottomans, you can't unlock everything with the vizier points, and that's the same with this landmark, which I think is pretty cool. Because usually that means they should be good. At least I would hope so. It would suck if there's only like 1, 2 upgrades that you're going to get every time because the others suck. But I have a feeling you're going to have options here. And that's really about it. There's not really much else to talk about. They didn't add, they just showed they have 2 unique units. They have different landmarks than China. It sounds like they're going to play very different from China. And I'll be curious how that plays out. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below, and we'll see you for hopefully next week when we get more news.